Okay, so I sent 22 cards to CGC in a reholder submission. For those of you that don't know, a reholder submission is where you can send an old CGC slab with a blue label to get a new black label. Woohoo! The total value of these cards after this submission were over $4,000, so really cool, rare cards. And like always, I will go over the cost and the value of each card and whether I will sell or keep. Spoiler alert, there's a lot of cards that I'm keeping in this one because I just like them so much. Okay, I have a problem, I know. At the end, I'll give myself a letter grade from F to all the way to S based off my total profit and how I felt I did with my submission. All right, let's get to it. All right, first up is this Jinx card from Dragon Frontiers. It's a reverse holo, which is really cool. So it's like a little bit more rare. And look at Jinx just like singing an opera or something. I'm not really quite sure what it's doing, but it's like,
I will eat and devour your soul.
Although it's a cool card, I'm not really too attached to Jinx, so I'm just going to go ahead and sell it. All right, next up is Red's Pikachu. This card is a Sun and Moon promo, and it's Japanese. I think it's so cool. It's iconic. It's a 10, so that's great. I'm going to keep it. Surfing Pikachu. You can't get much cooler than this dude right here. Might as well drop some cool shades on this boy and call it a day. Just a little chonky boy enjoying the day. It is a 10, which is awesome. I'm going to keep this one as well because I love this card so much. Next up is another Pikachu card. Something looks weird with this little member. I don't understand what that is, but let's not dwell on that, okay? Let's just accept that as his arm. Anyway, he's doing some kind of like Dragon Ball Z Super Saiyan thing here. Another promo card. It got a 10, but actually kind of reminds me of Smash Brothers or like Pokemon Stadium, like the old Nintendo 64 style graphics here. I just think it's so cool. I love it. I'm keeping this card. Next up is a rainbow-esque Umbreon GX card, Sun and Moon. As you may know, Umbreon is one of my favorites. I absolutely adore this card. Got a 10. I'm keeping it. Any chance I get to keep an Umbreon, I probably will. This is one of my favorite cards in this submission. Suicune V Crown Zenith. Suicune's my favorite legendary from Gen 2. I love the artwork, the shooting stars in the background, the overall serenity, and Suicune is just drifting through the snow. I got such a good value on this card. It came back a pristine 10, which is wonderful. Pristine 10s are my favorite slabs. I'm keeping this one. Okay, Jesse and James, and this card is just perfect. You got Wobbuffet in the background. I don't know what's going on with his head. Looks like weird curly hair. And then you have Meowth, who's like in a daze of some kind. And then Jesse and James are just kind of like roughhousing a little bit. It's perfect. This card came back at 10. I'm going to keep it because I love it. Victory Bell. Honestly, not really one of my favorites of the original 151, although I do enjoy the artwork on this, just the classic vintage Pokemon style. This is a 10. I got it for pretty good value. Sometimes giving a value to CGC 10s is tough, especially on vintage cards. So I usually try to get some comps on CGC 10s, but if I can't, for vintage, I take off a certain percent off a PSA 10, usually around like 50 to 60%. So yeah, I'm going to sell it. I'm going to sell this one. Okay, Jolteon. This is a non-holo, so it's a relatively cheap card, although I still think the design is awesome. Look how big his 3 like paws is compared to his head. Just a very like almost hedgehoggy looking fur. So this is a 10 as well, and as much as I like it, I'm gonna sell it. Rocket Zapdos. I still think these celebration cards, you get them for cheap. Love this artwork. It's a pristine 10, but look, I'm keeping so many cards from this submission. I have to sell a couple, and at this one, I'm probably going to end up selling it because as much as I like it, I got to get rid of some. Next up, another celebrations card. This is Dark Gyarados. Love the design of this one, just how agape his mouth is, and he's like, rah! Yeah, this is a cool card. Pristine 10. At the end of the day, I think I'm going to end up selling this one. I might hold on to it for a little bit, but I'm going to be looking to sell it. From Evolving Skies, Rayquaza is one of my favorites. So yeah, I love this card. It's great. It's a pristine 10, which again, favorite slab. Such a cool card. I'm going to keep this guy. One more thing about this Rayquaza card too is that the CGC Pristines usually sell for quite a bit more than PSA 10s, but this one's actually close to the PSA 10 value, so I think it still has room to grow, and that's one of the reasons why I'm also going to keep it, besides the fact that I just love it. Okay, so here we have Mega Venusaur EX from Evolutions. I love the design of the Japanese text above his head. I believe it's like some kind of move. I don't know which one it is. It's a 10. I'm going to keep this one. I love these cards. The design of these cards is so cool. And another Evolutions card. This time it's Mega Blastoise EX. Again, same kind of thing. Such a cool card. It's a 10. And not amazing value gain here, but I just want to keep it because I just really enjoy this card. And the final Evolutions card I was able to get for this submission, Mega Charizard EX. So the fact that I got all 3 starters for the Evolutions set really makes me want to keep them more. Just wonderful artwork. I will say his arms look a little like puny and small. He could definitely use some days in the gym weightlifting because his arms are so small and tiny. This one also got a 10, but no, beautiful card. I'm going to keep it. Okay, another Charizard, this one from Shining Fates. Such a cool looking card. I really do like it. It's a 10, but I already have this card in a PSA 10, so I'm going to sell this one. Again, another Celebrations, a set that I have a fondness for. I love this card. Love the Umbreon. It's a pristine 10. I got it at a great value. I love it. I'm keeping it. Next up is Blossom Aquapolis. Aquapolis? That's the name of the set anyway. Look at how adorable Blossom looks here, having a dandelion blow in the wind and wishing upon it. A dandelion! Valuing this card, since it's a vintage card, is a bit tough, but I said around 300. I think I'm going to end up selling this guy. One of the coolest cards in this submission. The pop is only 13 on this guy. It's a Mewtwo EX, a breakthrough from 2015. There's a Haxorus in the background with the Zoroark, I believe, and then no idea what the hell that thing is. I could look it up. I'll probably find it. It's a 10, but there is something weird about this slab that came back. I noticed it had a green Sharpie line on the slab. And the interesting thing about this green Sharpie is that it was also on the scan of the card on the CGC website. So it wasn't something I did or something anyone else did after it was shipped. Very strange. Okay, so hold on a second. Let me go get my magic eraser and see if I can wipe it off. And look at that. It's gone. I don't know what happened, but I was able to remove the green line. And I'm going to keep this card. All right, here is Greninja, one of my favorite Pokemon. Love this card. It's a 10, which is cool. Got it for a pretty good deal. This card has shot up recently, but I'm going to keep it because I just really like Greninja. All right, so the last 2 cards are One Piece. We have Trafalgar Law here, who is my favorite One Piece character. I think he's awesome. This card is a pristine 10, which is cool. And it's not too hard to get a pristine 10 for One Piece, but yeah, I'm going to keep it. Oh, look, it's Trafalgar Law again. Who would have thought? Yeah, I got 2 of these in this submission. I was going back and forth on my second one. Do I keep or do I sell? It's another pristine 10. I think I'm probably just going to end up selling this one, even though it's really hard to get rid of. All right, so overall, we had a cost of about $1,700, value at almost $4,400, with a profit of $2,700. For this submission, I'm giving this a strong S-. It was a very good submission. I got some really good deals. I'm really happy with this. All right, that's all I got for today. Stay tuned for more submission results. Okay, bye.